Hey guys, this is Bobby, Fishing Daily, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of Texas rigging. A couple different rig styles you can do. We'll start with the basic worm, and that's just standard. This is like a number one wide gap hook, an EWG hook. Alright, I got stuff in my cords on the floor. I'm like standing on cords. Had a bad experience. Anyway, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hook, you're gonna run it down the center of the worm, just like this, just to where the hook barb stops, and then you're gonna bring it out, just like that. You're gonna run it down the shank of the hook. When it gets to the bend, you're gonna just feed it around, try not to tear your worm, and you wanna bring it through. The reason I say go to the end is because it allows it to cover the knot of the line and all, so you want that exposed. Usually that tail is not on there. Yeah, I didn't do this. I actually got this out of a tree. So usually you want to do like that so your knot's covered. That stops from snagging grass, anything like that. It makes it look normal. So then you want to bring your hook where it's going to sit at. So then you want to put your thumb or your finger and then enter the worm straight through like that. Straight through, so it'll come back out like that. And then you're just going to expose it. And that's your standard Texas rig. This is weightless, so this is your standard weightless. Sometimes I'll feed, depending on what I'm doing, is I'll feed the tip of the hook where it's just under the skin, but yet it's still exposed. You bring just the point of the hook out. I don't know if y'all can tell, but you bring just the point of the hook out where it's sticking. So I mean, you can actually still catch on it, but just depends on what you're doing, how thick the cover is, stuff like that. Because sometimes if you're fishing around like lily pads and stuff, it'll pull it just enough on that text pose where just the tip of the hook's in it, and then to pull it out and get snagged. So this to the touch, but once you put pressure on it, you can feel the hook. But just like that, you can't. As soon as you mash on it just a little bit, it's already penetrated. It's already starting to stick to skin. So the moment you set the hook, bam. Now it does, as you can see, it's a little harder on the worms. Just as you can see, because if that was a fish's mouth, it was going to pull and it's going to rip. This is an old worm, so I really don't care. But that's what would happen. And then, you know, eventually you'd have to change your worm. But by going all the way through this way and text posing, you know, as soon as you go to set the hook, it's really not affecting the worm that much. So you can catch a couple more fish anyway. And that's rigging the worm. We'll do a frog next. Frogs kind of the same way. The frogs are pretty standard across the board. Let me find one that ain't really screwed up so bad. Hey, that's a brand new one, but it didn't want to swim right. Something wrong from the mold. But this is actually from a previous video of the other morning. Anyways, again, you go right down the center of the frog, bring it out, do the same thing. You'll bring them down, you know, standard weight. And then since this hook's so short, normally I'm using a 4 or a 5 extra wide gap hook, so it actually comes to the back. But since this one don't, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna pick a spot, and a lot of times you can get it right here where you can see. A lot of times you can gauge by like a speck, whatever. Pinpoint you a spot right there, like that little freckle right there. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna bring it out, and you want to make sure it comes out in the center, and it's going to be in this hook valley right there on the bottom side. So then that makes it weedless. That's your Texas rig on a frog. So same thing with a swim bait. This is an old swim bait. Mosquitoes are bad right here, right now. We just got done having more rain as we needed it. I'm actually going to use this 360 swim bait. It don't have a head on it. Let's see. We'll use this one. Same thing. You're going to go right down the center. Bring it out. Do the same twist. Cover your knot. Pinpoint it. As you can see, this one's already been used, so it's going to come out. About the same thing. The flukes have the same valley as a frog, and that you can see, ow, that makes it weedless in the cavity. So this is just a swim style. Somebody made these and gave them to me. They don't really do anything, but they're like a speed fluke. Super reel them. Get them to the boat, and all this stuff right here is ready to be melted back down and redone, which I'm going to get on that soon and do some glow in the dark frogs. So actually have the chemical and stuff to do all everything. But that's your standard, Texas rig. I need to put this in my box because that's a good hook. Got some all in for that. To do some more. I haven't used this yet because I haven't had time to even make any of my own stuff. But I just got all this stuff gathered back up. Got my molds, and all this stuff gathered back up, and I got some things over here in a box. Whew. Get gathered back up, but anyway, need to melt down some more frogs, some trailers, stuff like that. Get rid of some of this stuff. Another way you can do the flukes. There's a couple of different ways. You take a small hook. This is a little nose hook. You can simply nose hook them like that. They do a lot of different reaction things. If that's your style of fishing, can't really nose hook a frog, but you can nose hook a worm. I've seen people do this. You can do the same thing, I guess, if you're doing drop shots. You can center hook them, wacky rig, just covering just kind of some basic stuff. Wacky rigs. You can use a zip tie trick if you're in a bind. Also, you could use heat shrink if you want to prep your worms. You can use some heat shrink. Doing a video. So if you want to prep your worms, you can actually use some heat shrink if you have time to sit there and do that. But heat shrink does work pretty good. I don't think I have a piece laying around here. Or I would demonstrate that real quick. Let's see if I can find a piece. I don't particularly have a piece big enough. And next I need the next size, and I think I'm out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut some of that off. It actually needs the next size up, because this makes it aggravating. Let me try those piece. Anyways, there's several different sizes of this heat shrink. And I got a big yellow piece, and you really need a medium. But I'll just go on the fat part of the worm. If you have a size that fits right over, it's not so bad. It's kind of aggravating, mate. Yeah, I'll go back the other way. So anyway, we'll just demonstrate it this way. That was easier. So then, just simply, and you want to watch heating this up because you don't want to melt your plastic, but or my finger because it's very hot. And of course, if you have any access to any style of heat, and if you're not of age, ask your parents before you touch the lighter. Parental discretion is advised. So anyway, like I said, you want to watch your plastics because you don't want to overheat it. You don't want to melt it. I'm going to let that cool down. We'll come back to that. But like I said, there's several different ways. I got some more of these old style lure things to do some crawl fishing with. And mosquitoes bad, man. Where's my hook go? There's another Texas rig on a 360 swim bait. They got the same cavities. These have them on the tops and bottoms, so you can rig this either way. It depends on which way you want your boot. But you're gonna do the same way that way. And the number one hook works on these 3.5s or 2.5s Contex. You don't want to kill. You don't want to kill a lot of the tail action. So there you go. Standard Tex pose. It's in that little cavity. So yeah, that's the way you rig that. That's just several different techniques you can do, you know, for your basic plastics. Hopefully I can get some water time tomorrow. I do believe it's, I think it's Tuesday. Couldn't tell you right now, I'm lost. I've been dealing with my neighbor next door. And it's a sad situation. He had been dead at his house for about 3 weeks now. And they just found him the day before yesterday, so it's been kind of hectic in my neighborhood. So he's been dead 3 weeks. Yeah, so kind of sad, but I didn't know him that well. He was an old dude, lived by himself. He was like 70 years old, but it is what it is. But anyway, so back to this right here is ready. We're going to take the contact off. And basically, if you was gonna wacky rig this, you would do the same thing, same way, and then that would allow you to, of course, if it was balanced, it would be in the center, and there you go. And that way, I mean, that heat shrink's pretty strong. So you can catch several fish on this before you ever have to put another one on. So if you took a handful of worms, prep them the night before, definitely get you out of a bind. It's easy to decorate them. You got all different colors. You got blue, you got yellow, you got red, you got black, you got white. So you can do what you want with them. So works the same way as if you're gonna take the small hook or somebody wacky rigs with the smaller hooks. Some people don't use the big hooks, but they use the smaller hook and do the same thing. So there you go. But I just wanted to basically cover a few techniques on doing that. I'm sitting around here and I can't really do nothing else while we're sitting here in the man cave getting beat up by bugs. But hectic with all this rain, so got the boat on charge with the battery charge, cleaning out some stuff, organizing. So we're getting ready to go. Hopefully we can cover some water in the morning and try to get something done. So that video is coming soon. I have trouble uploading the video from the other morning. Some reason it won't go to YouTube. For some reason, I don't know. I did updates. I checked everything. I don't know. I don't know if it's just a simple issue for some reason. I don't know. He was telling me to try back. And then one video I tried to upload because I have two different ones. It said audio wasn't supported by YouTube, so I don't know what's up with that. It's the same camera. So anyway, we're gonna keep trying. I hope everybody's doing good. We got the giveaway boxes right here. There. Actually, this one's empty. That's the mystery box from a while back. And then this is the monster box that just got gave away. The next monster box will be soon. I'm trying to get some of this other stuff out of the way before I keep doing giveaways. So I need to get these two boxes out. I need to get previous winner stuff out. They're sitting right here. Everybody's got names on it. The next row's right there for the next person. So I have all that sitting on go. Hopefully everything opens back up like it's supposed to soon. I got good news on that. So we'll be doing the giveaways. So I can get these giveaways from March. That giveaway from last month. And AC Heat, the rod that he won the month before the box. So I want to get them out of the way before I do any more giveaways. Get everybody squared up as promised. So this is Bobby and Fishing Daily. Peace.